How to overcome creative blocks and get unstuck now. I bet you know all too well what it's like to hit that frustrating wall known as a creative block. And let's be real, it's probably one of the reasons you became a freelancer in the first place, right? Writers. We've all been there, staring at that blank page for way too long. And graphic designers, don't even get me started on that creative rut you've been stuck in. And artists? Finding inspiration can feel like an impossible task sometimes. But don't worry, we've all been there too. Creative slumps are a total drag, but the good news is that they don't have to hold you back forever. There are actually some pretty solid strategies you can use to overcome them. In this video, we're going to dive into the most common causes of creative blocks, and give you some practical tips and techniques to help you get unstuck and boost your creativity. So whether you're an artist, writer, musician, or someone who wants to tap into their creative minds more often, this video is for you. So let's get started and kick those blocks to the curb. The dreaded creativity block. Those pesky periods when you just can't seem to access your creative potential no matter how hard you try. They're the worst. All sorts of things can cause these blocks, like stress, lack of motivation, fear of failure, or feeling overwhelmed. They can hold you back, preventing you from completing projects or reaching your goals and leaving you frustrated and discouraged. But fear not, because we'll help you overcome all that. Why address creative blocks? Overcoming creative blocks isn't just about getting projects done or reaching goals. It's about personal growth and development too. When you can tap into your creativity, you open yourself up to new ideas and perspectives, which makes you a better problem solver and more innovative thinker. By tackling creative blocks head-on, you can unlock your full potential and achieve greater success in all aspects of your life. The most common causes of creative blocks. Creative blocks can be a real pain and can be caused by all sorts of things, like stress, lack of motivation, fear of failure, or feeling overwhelmed. They could also be hidden productivity killers. We are going to take a closer look at the most common causes of creative blocks so you can better understand how to overcome them. Fear of failure. It's totally normal to be afraid of failing, but when that fear takes over and prevents you from creating, it's going to be a problem. Addressing the fear of failure is essential in overcoming creative blocks. Fear of success. When we're afraid of succeeding, we may hold ourselves back from putting ourselves out there and taking risks. Fear of success can manifest itself in many ways, from procrastination and self-sabotage to perfectionism and overthinking. It can be hard to recognize when we're letting fear of success get in the way of our goals, but it's essential to be aware of it so we can take steps to overcome it. There's more to fear of success than you think. Perfectionism. We all want to do our best work, but it can be a real creativity killer when we hold ourselves to unrealistic standards. We'll talk about finding a balance between striving for excellence and not letting perfectionism hold you back, such as setting boundaries and letting go of the need to be perfect all the time. Lack of motivation or inspiration. Sometimes it takes work to get motivated or find inspiration, especially when you feel burnt out or unfulfilled. We'll cover strategies for finding your creative spark and staying motivated, such as setting aside dedicated creative time, exploring new hobbies, and seeking new sources of inspiration. Burnout. Burnout is almost inevitable when you're working too hard and not taking care of yourself. We'll discuss ways to prevent burnout and find work-life balance, such as setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and taking regular breaks. External distractions. Between social media, emails, and all the other distractions vying for our attention, it's hard to stay focused and get in the creative zone. We'll provide tips for minimizing distractions and creating a more conducive environment for creativity, such as setting aside dedicated creative time, creating a designated workspace, and setting boundaries around technology usage. Tips on how to overcome creative blocks. Feeling blocked and creatively drained? No need to panic. We've got the lowdown on how to overcome creative blocks and get those creative juices flowing again. In this section, we'll share our best tips and tricks for getting unstuck and boosting your creativity. So buckle up and get ready to unleash your inner artist. Take a break. Whenever we feel stuck, taking a break can do wonders not just for our productivity but also for our creativity as well. But it's essential to take breaks that are actually restful and rejuvenating. A quick nap often does the job, and more extended vacations can help with burnout. Just schedule these breaks strategically to get the most out of your energy levels. Take a walk in nature. Getting out into nature can help clear your mind and get your creative juices flowing. Whether it's a hike through the woods or just a stroll through a park, nature can reset our brains and inspire us. Don't force it. When you're feeling uninspired, trying too hard can make things worse. Creativity works during times when we don't feel pressured, or when we're relaxed and open to new ideas. So instead of forcing yourself to come up with something, take a break and let your mind wander for a while. Or better yet, indulge yourself in relaxing activities like reading, listening to music, or watching a movie. A trip to the spa isn't a bad idea either. Work on a hobby. Sometimes, getting involved in a creative hobby can help break through creative blocks. It's crucial to find enjoyable and fulfilling hobbies that allow you to tap into your creativity in different ways. Work on a household chore. Believe it or not, mundane tasks can actually be good for creativity. Doing something mundane and repetitive can free up your brain to develop new ideas. Things like washing the dishes, manually, or cleaning your closet can be surprisingly helpful. Seek out new sources of inspiration. Sometimes, it takes a change of scenery to get the creative juices flowing again. So why not try something new? Take a class, visit an art gallery, or explore a new city. You never know what kind of inspiration you'll find. Give yourself enough time to get into the flow. When you're rushed or under pressure, it can be challenging to get into the creative zone. So it's essential to give yourself enough time to get into the flow. Take at least 30 minutes to get your mind off anything related to your work. Do entirely something else, like reading a book or taking a walk. That way, when you return to work, you'll be more relaxed and open to new ideas. Look at your past work. Reflecting on your past successes can be a great way to reignite your creativity. It can be helpful to look back at your old projects and see how far you've come and to remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. Just start. The most challenging part of overcoming creative blocks is getting started. So don't overthink it. Just start writing, drawing, or whatever else you need to do. Once you get into the flow, the ideas will start coming naturally. Implementing strategies into your daily routine. Alright, so you've learned all about the different strategies for overcoming creative blocks. But let's be honest, it's one thing to know about them and another thing entirely to actually make them a part of your daily routine. Here are some tips for making those strategies a sustainable part of your creative routine. Set aside dedicated time for creativity. Make a plan and stick to it. Be consistent. Don't be afraid to shake things up. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. When and how to seek professional help for creative blocks. So, you've tried everything possible to overcome your creative blocks and still feel stuck. It's totally normal to feel like you're at the end of your rope, but don't throw in the towel just yet. One option to consider is seeking help from a therapist or coach. But hold up, you might be thinking, do I really need to see a professional for this? And the answer is, it depends. If you're finding that your creative blocks are significantly impacting your daily life and you're struggling to make progress on your own, it might be worth considering seeking outside help. A therapist or coach can help you work through any underlying issues contributing to your creative blocks and give you tools to help you move forward. So how do you go about finding the right professional? Start by doing some research and reading reviews from past clients. It's also a good idea to have a consultation or session with a few different therapists or coaches to see who you feel most comfortable with. And remember, it's okay to shop around and take your time. Finding the right fit is essential. Final thoughts on how to overcome creative blocks. Overall, the key to overcoming creative blocks is to make a plan and stick to it. Consistency is critical, so incorporate strategies into your routine at least a few times a week. Don't be afraid to switch things up if something isn't working, and don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you're still struggling after trying these strategies, consider seeking help from a professional therapist or coach. We hope this video has given you the tools and motivation to take action and overcome your creative blocks. Remember, it takes time and practice, but with dedication and perseverance, you can get unstuck now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're rolling out tons of content about productivity, self-improvement, and motivation in the next few weeks, so stay tuned. Thanks again for watching and we hope to see you in the next video.